it was up to me, I'd bank credit in our divine line of literary history. C.S. Lewis threw us something to catch, not a ball, not at all, something different to that. Paper, just paper, resting in hands somehow becomes the mane of Aslan. He made it feel so real, surreal to think he started right here. The creator of Narnia, born in Dundela, our very own C.S, yes, what a fella. In worlds within worlds of snow-capped dreams, I have seen it all, it would seem, in that otherworldly mountain range. Born from our morns with crystallised rain, I have returned again and again to Narnia.
Yes, well, most people who read anything of Lewis will be aware that C.S. Lewis was born in Belfast in 1898. And contrary to what a lot of people think, some folk have this notion that while Lewis was born here in 1898, that he was almost whisked off in childhood and never returned. And of course that couldn't be further from the truth, because C.S. Lewis's years in Belfast from 1898 really certainly through to 1910, Belfast was the only home that he knew. He went off to boarding school in England for 3 10-week terms each year, but always at the end of those 10-week terms returning to home and returning to Belfast. And the only thing that really interrupted that was at the end of 1916, Lewis became 18 years of age, and of course that's right in the middle of World War I, and he was eligible to serve with the army and the war effort during those years. There's an interesting little detail about the fact that he was born in Belfast, that conscription didn't actually apply in World War I if you were born in Belfast, so Lewis didn't have to go, but he chose to go. He joined the Light Somerset Regiment and found himself on his 19th birthday in the trenches at the Battle of Arras in France. He was injured at the end of the war, in the closing weeks of the war, but after his convalescence he returns to Oxford, and in those years from 1919 really through to 1923 he recommences his studies at University College, Oxford.
So he was a pupil at Campbell College for a short while, and in the scene in The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe where Lucy meets Mr. Tumnus after she's gone through the wardrobe, there's a lamp, and we're led to believe that the lamp at Campbell College is the lamp that inspired that piece of the story. So there's lots of references to Northern Ireland throughout his works.
You know, the lamppost is a key figure in The Magician's Nephew, and Lewis gives us a lot of background to the lamppost, how it came to be there, its significance. And in those books and others, he says quite a lot about light. And so there's a particular lamppost that he would have passed going up the driveway to Campbell College at a particularly difficult stage in his life. And the way in which he uses the lamppost in his writing, it becomes a marker between two worlds. And that lamppost in Campbell College would have been a marker between the two great points of his life at that time: his fairly unhappy home just after his mother had died, and the world of this new school that he was going to.
I do think it's quite incredible that he grew up on this turf here, right here, in East Belfast, and that he was inspired by the landscape. Cave Hill, the Mourne Mountains. He was even inspired by his school, and just the ordinary everyday stuff became extraordinary, and that's what really gets me about C.S. Lewis.
The first time you read the Narnia books, I read them when I was a child. I think it was about 7 or 8 when I started reading them. And you only see them as adventure stories, you see them as children's books. It's only when you're older and you start looking back at them that you see a deeper meaning in them. His inspiration of Christianity, his involvement with Christian movements, his desire to put that message forward.
The books would not have been the same if he had approached them from a different perspective. And he describes Aslan as being the son of the emperor over the sea. So in introducing that whole idea of authority and of monarchy, and introducing the question of who has the right to rule and where does the right to rule come from, if he had been approaching that from a very different philosophical background, he would have written the book very differently. The thing wouldn't have matched his earlier atheistic belief.
This is our third year of running the C.S Lewis Festival. East Belfast is trying to recognise its inspiring people. So at the 50th anniversary of his death 3 years ago, we decided to start C.S Lewis Festival and see what the interest was, and to try and celebrate the works that he did, and to get more people to know that East Belfast has created some worldwide famous people who are still well recognised today.
Discovering as I grew older that he really had his roots here was just so exciting to me, I can't tell you. Having that all unveiled and realising, wow, this is a really well kept secret, and it shouldn't be a secret. We should be extremely proud, and I'm just thrilled that now the C.S Lewis Festival is championing his work, and we have this beautiful cafe here in homage to him as well. I come here as much as I can. I think it's what C.S Lewis would have wanted. I'm pretty excited about the plans that are underway and the work that's being done to create these new sculptures.
I think the fact that he grew up in Belfast is important. I think there's a huge amount of interest in the city, and that people coming to the city to look at him.
Lewis very candidly to his publisher, he said, what author can really tell you what was the inspiration for his work? And the point that he was really making was that the inspiration was the culmination of a lifetime. So really he's making the point that inspiration like that isn't triggered by a single thing, but by a lifetime's experience.